Hi everyone, and welcome to the By the Lakeside podcast. My name is Sandy, and this is my podcast where I talk about all things knitting, sewing, or making related that I do at home, which is by the lake. I live just outside of Toronto in Canada, and this weekend is Canada Day weekend, so happy Canada Day to all of the Canadians out there. It's kind of an on and off for weather-wise, beautiful weekend. It has been quite nice, but we have been getting so much rain that it's a little unpredictable. But I'm really happy that the kids are finished school and summer's about to begin, and we have a family barbecue at my parents' house later today, so it's really nice. It's really nice to have the whole summer ahead of us, and rain or shine, it doesn't really matter. So it has been some time again that I have not been here to podcast, and I've missed you guys. So I have been trying to get back into my routine of making things. I feel like I got off track for a while and I just wasn't really interested in doing too much, or I was too tired. And I kind of shifted a lot of my projects. I swapped things out, I made some changes, and I think I'm feeling a lot better about what I'm working on now. So to get started, I will tell you where else you can find me. I am Sandy Ran on Instagram and Ravelry. I have a By the Lakeside podcast group on Ravelry as well in the groups tab. And I have an Etsy shop where I make bags, which is Sandy by the Lakeside. So I think I'm just going to start with projects and show you what I have been working on. So to start, I actually have a half object, which is kind of amazing, but I have been, with all of my ADD knitting lately, I decided to take a sock with me everywhere I went. And it actually helped. I got back into the groove, and I have a half object. So here's my first completed sock for my Scrumptious Pearl self-striping yarn, which I adore. It is such a beautiful colorway, and I'm still excited to knit with it, so I am going to cast on the second one right away. I am so happy with what happened here at the heel with my stripes. It feels like it turned out perfect, and I don't think I am totally OCD, but that makes me happy. So I like how the 3 stripes ended up in my heel flap, and then this pink stripe kind of connected down at the bottom. It's just, I love it. So on my second one, I am making sure to start with the peach, and hopefully I will get this kind of thing happening again. So this is a vanilla sock pattern that I use. I believe it's the Susan B. Anderson How I Make My Socks. So you can check that out on her blog. It's pretty basic. I find it easy. I did it on DPNs, and I love it. So it was, and still is, in my beautiful Maker's Haven bag. My little piggy on there. I love her. And this one has been so easy to just tuck into whatever bag I have. I bring it to soccer games, and I bring it on the train, and it's perfect. That is my Scrumptious Pearl yarn, and I believe it's just the basic one. I think my tag is incorrect, so I'm not gonna, it's definitely not glam, but it says glam. There's no sparkle in it. But it's the Come Sail Away colorway. And if you haven't tried Scrumptious Pearl yarns, you really should. I've ordered them off of her Etsy shop, but you can also find them in some yarn shops. Really beautiful colors, and really lovely to knit with. So I'm really happy with this project. I just have to weave in this end and cast on for the next one. So I think that this and another sock I was working on really got me back into my knitting groove, and I'm feeling really good about my projects now. I was, like I said, just not excited with anything, and not able to focus, so a lot of the stuff that I had started and I was really excited about, I've just put it aside again. I feel like I do this a lot, but c'est la vie. So my next project is an older one that I really got tired of and I put aside for a really long time. It is in a bento bag, and I got this on the Fringe Association or Fringe Supply Company website. And it is, I've talked about it on the podcast before, but I put it aside. It is the Pearl Bee Gradient Cowl, which is right here. It is a free pattern from the Pearl Bee, and I purchased a long time ago the yarn kit from them. It is the Gradient Cowl kit. The yarn is the Pearl Soho line weight in 100% merino wool, and I purchased the grapefruit kit. And this bag is actually great for this project because there are so many balls of yarn. So basically it calls for 5 skeins or 5 colors, and you wind them into 2 balls each. You could use the same ball or cake and take the loose yarn from each end, but I think when I started this a really long time ago, I didn't really know how to do that, so I didn't bother. And here it is. I'm really happy that I picked this back up. It is basically a seed stitch cowl that's done flat or knit flat, and then in the end I will join the 2 ends to make the cowl. And this yarn, the color and the feel of this yarn makes me so happy. I have decided that I don't mind seed stitch, whereas before I couldn't stand it. It was driving me crazy, which is why I put it aside. I felt like it took forever. But I think because I'm flicking now with my knitting, it's not as bad, and it's really that kind of popcorn knitting that I wanted to do in front of the television. So I will just kind of run through how this works again. I think I might have mentioned it before, but I think it's kind of interesting. So basically, you've got 5 skeins, and I've wound them into 2 balls each. So in the first strip, you knit with 2 strands or double strand of the pink for this section. Then I drop one of the pink strands and I pick up one of the grapefruit strands, and so I've got the 2 different colors in that strip. And then I drop the pink and do 2 of the grapefruit, and then drop 1 grapefruit and add 1 cream, and so on and so on. And then there's the baby pink, which is a little hard to see here, but it's really pretty. And I'm really happy that I have started this gorgeous yellow, which I think maybe this section I was getting a little bored. It's a little bit boring, but I love this knit, and it is so buttery soft that I cannot wait to wear this in the fall with like a jean jacket or a denim shirt or something. I think it's just really, really fun and beautiful. So I'm really happy that I remembered I had this. I pulled it out, and this is my no-brainer knit, which is gorgeous. And I'm really into knits right now that I really want to wear. Before, I don't know if I was that type of knitter. I think I just knit for the process of knitting. But now I'm really excited about knitting things that I want to wear, that I know I'll wear and I'll get use out of. Otherwise, it's a little bit, yarn is so expensive that, I mean, some things are okay, but if you knit them and you don't love it, but you can always gift it, I guess. But yeah, it's such an investment of time and money that I'm excited to have really beautiful pieces. And I'm trying to think ahead now of a couple of sweaters that I know I would actually wear, and accessories for fall and winter. So that is on my mind right now. The last knitting project that I'm going to talk about today, I think I've talked about in the last 1 or 2 of my podcasts, so I won't spend too much time on it, but it is in a beautiful new bag that I could not resist. It is my 3rd Fringe field bag, and I think I'm gonna have to stop now. I almost ordered the yellow one from, I forget the name of the place. Is it La Bien Aimée? I'm not sure. But there is a limited or an exclusive yellow bag to a yarn shop in Paris, I believe. So I've got some pins on here already, which are really cute. And this is the charcoal. So I already have the blue and the gray, and they recently released this charcoal color. And I love the size of these bags. I find them sort of like my perfect bag. So I just ordered another one. In here, I have moved over my beautiful starting point shawl from Joji Locatelli. It was the mystery knit along that I had joined in, or tried to join in, and very quickly fell behind and kind of pushed it aside. I don't even think I have my pattern here, but I'm still on the first clue, and that is because I had to stop and restart a few times. I had problems with my I forget what the first time was. I don't remember what I messed up on the first go. The second time, I think I messed up on the rib, which is the second colorway. And the third time and the last time that I restarted was because I messed up my colors, like the yarn choices. So here is what my shawl looks like so far. It's very small. And I realized I had kind of swapped out my colors for what I had originally planned to be the darkest and the lightest. And I used the darkest one, I believe, in one of these. I can't remember which one. And I was going to leave it, so I kept going and going until I started to see some of the finished objects that others were posting. And I think in particular, it might have been Tracy from the Grocery Girls. Her beautiful finished object of the starting point shawl blew my mind. It's stunning. But when I saw it, I realized that it did make a difference where you put the darkest yarn, mostly because there's, a little bit later on in the shawl, there's a beautiful focal point, and it almost looks like a cross or like two V's, and it's in the darkest color. So I thought if I was going to finish this, then I really wanted to make the best of, or make the most of my yarns. So I ripped it out again, I restarted. I do already notice I made a major mistake in here, but I actually don't even care. I'm just gonna leave it. I don't even know if you can see it. So it's in this, the second color. This is the beautiful rib stitch pattern, but on this side, I totally messed it up. I don't even care anymore. I'm just gonna leave it and continue on, push through, and try to get this one on my needles or in my hands a little more often. So I think now that I've picked up my groove of knitting, this one is going to stay close by. So if I do have a little bit of brain power, I am gonna try to get through this one. It's gorgeous. There are so many beautiful finished ones already. If you haven't, you should check out the tags on Instagram. They're beautiful. And I've talked about all of my yarns already, so I don't think I'm going to mention it because I'm sure this one will pop up again later, and I will eventually put a project page up, but I love it. I just haven't really spent enough time on it, so I'm going to try, and I've moved it into this bag to work it in a little bit. So that is basically the extent of the knitting I have today. I do have some other stuff on the go, but I've put it aside. I've talked about it before, and I still love the project, so I'm pretty sure I am going to come back to them. I have the Camaro sweater from Tennis Fiber Arts, which is gorgeous, and I definitely want that one. So I am going to keep that one nearby. I also have the Branches and Buds, which I haven't worked on in like more than half of a year, but I think that one might be a great fall knit. So yeah, that one's gonna take some time. So I've got the two sweaters, and I have lots of dream knitting that I'm trying to kind of filter through my brain right now and pick out my next project. So that's kind of what keeps me working on these, is if I think about what do I want to start next, I kind of search for those patterns. I print them out. I even purchase them. I plan the yarn, and it keeps me working on the ones I have right now because I'm excited to start something new. So yeah, that's it for knitting. I have a ton of yarn acquisitions, which is kind of unlike me. I don't know what got into me. Well, I kind of do. But I think it all started with Patty from 4 Boys and an NL Girl. Hi, Patty. If you haven't checked out her podcast, you totally should. She is a lovely lady, and I am so happy that I got the chance to meet her. A few weeks ago, she was visiting Toronto, so she organized a little meetup with a bunch of locals, podcasters and knitters, and it was a really nice evening. So Patty organized that. We met downtown with Amanda from the Yarn Enabler, Christina from the Cozy Knitter, SS from Critium Handmade, her Etsy shop, and Eric from Sticks and Twine came. Sheila and Margaret from the Three Sisters Knits podcast, and also their lovely friend Nancy, who I got the chance to meet. So it was a really, really fun night. I think I got everybody. Yeah, that was everyone. And we sat down in a restaurant and we had a lovely dinner and conversation. And Patty had been doing somewhat of a yarn crawl throughout the city that day, brought all of her stuff for a little show and tell. And she had picked up some of the, what's it called? The National Parks collection from the Fleece Artist Yarn Company. And I really couldn't stop thinking about it. So I made the trek down to the Purple Pearl and looked for some myself, and I was really excited that they had some of the colors that I wanted. So here it is. It's Fleece Artist. This is the backcountry base, which is a chunky. And it's the National Parks 150 birthday collection. This one is the Thousand Islands, Ontario colorway. And this is the one that she had, this colorway, and I thought it was so beautiful. I really wanted to make something out of it. I don't know what yet. I was hoping to get the fingering weight, but they didn't have it, so I picked up the chunky, which is okay. And I just felt like this was a really great commemorative yarn for Canada Day and the 150th birthday. So that was the first one I picked up. And the second one was the Greenwich Dunes for Prince Edward Island. So the same base. This is the backcountry base. And I love this colorway. Just reminds me of Prince Edward Island beaches, the dunes. It's gorgeous. So I'm not sure what I'm going to be making with these yet, but thank you, Patty, for enabling me to go and get some more yarn, because you can always use yarn. And Sweet Patty had given this really precious gift to all of us, some stitch markers from Dawn's Creations. And they are these beautiful, I don't know if they're called row houses or townhomes in Newfoundland that are painted these stunning colors. And they're polymer clay, they're beautiful, and I can't wait to use these. I think I'm going to use them on whatever I cast on with these. They're really sweet. So thank you, Patty, that was really nice. Also, SS, who was there, she also very generously gifted us some hand-dyed yarn from her shop, from her critiumhandmade.etsy.com shop. And I got this gorgeous purple with some sparkle in it. And it's really, really soft. It is the Jill Mills Sock Space, 70% fine superwash merino wool and 25% nylon with 5% silver stellina. This is the colorway MA or Ma. And it is beautiful. So that is going to be fun to make something out of. And SS also very generously gave us all these great new cards that she is offering in her shop. So they're sock project cards. Is that what she's calling them? Yeah, sock project note cards. A little bit hard to see, but they come in all these different colors on a really nice cardstock type of paper. And on them you can see all of the information that you might want to put in if you're customizing your sock knitting for family members or for yourself, if you adjust your stitch count or the foot length, cuff length, all that kind of stuff. So what needles you use, it's a really great way to keep all of the information for your sock project on a card and handy, so that when you do go back, you'll remember what it is that you did. So you should check those out in her shop. And thank you so much, SS. That was really sweet of you to hand those out to us. On to some more yarn. So I was also enabled by Sarah from the Love Sock Wool podcast, who I adore. I cannot wait for her podcasts to come out. And all of her sock knitting really inspires me. Sometimes I wonder, like, how much time, I would love to know how much time per day Sarah spends on her socks, even if it's 5 minutes here, 10 minutes there, because I just love that she has so many different socks going, but she still seems to have socks finished. I don't know how she does it. I really don't. I strive to be like Sarah. So she has been knitting some beautiful socks in the Hippo for the Holidays colorways from Lolo Did It. And I really, really wanted some that I've missed, but I did manage to get the Hippos for Mom from Lolo Did It. So I love the way all of the Hippo colorways seem to knit up. So I might be casting on this as my next sock. I love it. This one is the Everyday Sock Base, which is 75% merino wool or superwash merino wool and 25% nylon. So that is one. In that same order, I also picked up, I have 2 orders from Lolo Did It, so that's what I'm trying to figure out. What did I order? I think I also picked up one of the Lolo's favorite base, Honeydukes, because I thought this would be the most fantastic summer sock ever. Look at these colors. They are so gorgeous. This aqua and the neon brights, that burnt or bright red and fuchsia. I love this. This one is 80% superwash merino wool, 10% cashmere, and 10% nylon. So this is going to be a summer sock, I think. I think it's really fun, really crazy. I love it. And I also, in that order, because of Tracy from the Grocery Girls podcast, or just Tracy on Instagram, I think she had these socks knit months and months ago in the Look at the Flowers Lizzie colorway, and I still remember them because they were that gorgeous. And I remember thinking, I need socks like that. So I picked up Look at the Flowers Lizzie, which is a reference from The Walking Dead, and it's in the plush sock. So this one is 75% superwash merino wool, 15% nylon, and 10% tencel. So I wanted to try some different bases too, so I got 3 different bases in that first order. I had originally gone to the Lolo Did It website because I wanted the I Heart Daryl colorway, which was sold out. So I got those 3, and then when I was visiting her site not long after, she had restocked I Heart Daryl, and I had to get it because I heart Daryl. I love him on the show, and I also love this colorway. And it's funny because I'm not really a green person, but these greens are totally up my alley, like this kind of aqua green, and then the olive in here is beautiful with the brown. I just think the way that the colors are combined is really beautiful, and now I like green. So that is I Heart Daryl on Everyday Sock. Love that one too. I'm gonna have a problem picking which sock to do next. I think I'm gonna do this for my summer socks and save this one for the fall. These 2 I wanna also cast on right now, but I don't know. And then my last one from the order from Lolo Did It was in everyday sock base, and it's Dobby's socks. Because I love Harry Potter and I love this colorway. It's so pretty and soft, but like still kind of cool with the yellow in there. Really, really nice. So I love all of them, and I have lots of sock knitting plans, and this gives me lots of options for quite some time. I don't think I'm going to have to order or purchase any more sock yarn for a really long time. So that's that. The other two things that I picked up in the last month that I'm really excited about and I wanted to share. The first one is the Making Magazine issue number 3, which is called Dots. And I know I always talk about these when I get them, but I miss good magazines. I miss, there used to be Blueprint by Martha Stewart, which was kind of like, not quite like this. This is definitely more of almost a book, but I just miss really good magazines. I don't know. And this seems to fit the bill for me. So it's really beautiful. It's beautiful even just on your coffee table or to flip through. But there are a lot of projects in here that I can see myself making and I'd like to make. For example, by Anna Graham, her wallet. And I love Anna Graham. I follow her. She's Noodlehead. She has some great sewing projects and a beautiful book. This dot dish, which I thought was really great, and I think I want to make these this summer. There's a gorgeous recipe that I want to make for a blueberry afternoon cake. Maybe I'll make it and then make some of the things in the magazine. There's quilting, there's knitting, there's, you know, so many beautiful things in here. Look at this gorgeous shawl. This is by Shannon Cook, and I love Shannon. Isn't that nice? Oh my goodness. So this is kind of helping me with my dream knitting. I have future projects that I definitely want to plan for the fall and be really mindful about and pick out the perfect yarn. I know I want something kind of in more natural colors, and I want something in a mustardy kind of golden yarn. So I'm not sure what I'm going to make yet, but... And I also have an idea in my head. This is kind of crazy, but I actually have a pattern in my head of a shawl that I'd like to design, but I haven't quite figured out how to map it out yet. So I'm working on that too, which is taking up a bit of time, but it's something I think like for the finished project or product, I think I would love to wear it. And so I'm really trying to knock that one out, get it out of my head and onto paper. And then I also picked up the anniversary issue of Pom Pom magazine. And I don't normally get knitting magazines because I'm not, you know, I don't knit a ton of stuff, so I like to purchase magazines where I know I would make a lot of this stuff. And I think in here there's some beautiful, beautiful patterns, like the anniversary or anniversaire cardigan. It's beautiful. And I'm in love with this sweater. It's called Soiree. I really want to make this in like a charcoal kind of gray, almost black. I think it would be really beautiful. And that one's by Emily Foden. There are these gorgeous mitts by Joji Locatelli, which I also saw in the Grocery Girls latest podcast. So I want to make those soon too. Tons and tons of stuff. I think that if you haven't purchased Pom Pom magazine, this is a great one to start with because it seems like a really fun anniversary issue. Okay, I think that is just about everything that I purchased. I think there might be more stuff that I purchased, but I can't even remember right now. I kind of went on a bender and I went through a phase of not buying for a while at the beginning of the year, and then I just had this kind of surge of things that I wanted to kind of stockpile and get ready for lots of months ahead of crafting. I have been totally into journals and leather covers for journals and a new fountain pen and all kinds of that stuff too. So it's been a little crazy. I am just going to try to relax now and use all of this beautiful stuff that I have been acquiring in the last couple months, and have lots of things to make. So I have some dream knitting I'm going to try to plan out, and some sewing I'm going to plan out, and I'm really feeling like the itch to make more stuff again. So it's exciting and it's fun, and I will have a lot more to talk about on future podcasts. So that's exciting to me too. I've missed you guys. So I did recently have a shop update where I don't have them all here, but where I had the Alice in Wonderland kits that I did with the Hey Sister podcast girls, Tabby and Rachel. And that was a lot of fun. It was so much fun to work on that with them. And it was so much fun to get these out there. I'm really excited about these. They're really special. I love Alice in Wonderland so much. I have a collection of the illustrated books, and thank you so much to everyone that bought a kit. I can't wait to see what you make with the yarn, and you know, where your project bags are. I hope that you will tag me in the photos if you have them on Instagram, because I love seeing them. I love seeing my bags in use. It's so much fun. So I think that got me on the roll again. I have been happy at my sewing machine and trying to sew a lot more bags. I've sewn just a few, and I'm hoping to have an update in maybe 1 or 2 more weeks. I will be posting that more on Instagram. So if you are trying to get a bag and you do want to know when, I will most likely have an update in the coming week on my Instagram account, which is Sandy Ran. And that's only because I don't want to put too much pressure on myself. Sometimes I don't have them ready and I talk about an update, and then I'm frantically sewing and it's really stressful. So I'm just going to sew as much as I can, and I'll let you guys know when an update is around the corner, so that if you are interested, you can find one. Whew, rant over. So I do have some more Alice bags coming that I really love. I was waiting for this fabric to come out before it was released. I love the Rifle Paper Company illustrations for the Alice in Wonderland theme, and that's from the Cotton and Steel fabric line. So this is the heavier canvas and my large project bag, which I find really handy. I'm liking the bigger bags. I guess it's because I kind of like the field bag size. So this one is, it's a little bit bigger. It's not quite as wide, but you can really fit a lot in my large project bag, quite a lot. I think like a 5 skein project fix, like I fit the starting point shawl in here. I've put a sweater in here. Large shawls fit in here, no problem. I have lined this one with polka dots, and I've got some colorful zipper and zipper pull details on here, and there's my label. So I will have hopefully a bunch of these in my shop pretty soon. And to go along with the Alice in Wonderland fabric and theme, I am going to have some of these small project bags. Sorry it's so bright. That's a bit better. So I had this in pink in the kits, but I don't have any more of that fabric. But I did get some of this beautiful, it's almost like a deep green. I think it's really pretty. So I'll have some of these in the smaller size, and it has a turquoise lining. And I like to fold these ones over and use them as like a little bucket. So I will have some of those in the shop. And I think I might also have some more of these, because I did get some extra fabric. And this one was my favorite. It's the periwinkle, and it's got metallic on it. So the little bits of gold here are actually metallic. And I just love periwinkle. So that one has the stripe lining with the pink zipper. And also, not Alice related, but I have been hoarding this fabric for a while, and I think they're the perfect colors and fabrics for summer. I have shown one of these before because I use one of these myself. It is beautiful, bright, kind of acidy yellow. cotton and steel fabric again, and then I have some in blue. So I'm gonna have these large project bags also, not too many, but they're in the heavier canvas as well, and they both have gray zippers and gray pulls. So I think these are great for summer, and I am gonna try to get a few of those into the shop. If I have time, I will maybe pop in some others. I actually have been, even though I haven't been posting as many shop updates as usual, I have been still buying fabric with plans to make bags. So I am really just gonna try and do a couple of shop updates this summer and continue sewing, and I have some other projects I want to do too. So really exciting. I'm excited to have summer ahead of me, the boys at home, and lots of crafting time and making time. It's really, it feels really good to be back in my craft room here. So I think that covers everything for today. Thank you so much for being here, for sticking with me when I haven't been podcasting very regularly, but I have missed you, and I am going to try to get back to this a little more often. Don't forget to check the By the Lakeside podcast group on Ravelry. I have been totally MIA there, but I posted a recipe there just the other day for a really delicious chocolate chip zucchini bread that I had made and posted on Instagram, and it's amazing. So if that interests you, you can check that out. I might try to get on there a little more as well. So please pop in and introduce yourself if you are new to the group. And thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have a wonderful, beautiful week and lots of time with friends and family on this long weekend and to make things. So take care, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.